White warming up at the sidelines. Not spectacular, certainly adequate. The real story was Dallas's ability to control the ball game, moving Dorsett and Springs on the ground. Set to kick off. Raphael Septian. Deep is Mike Nelms for the Redskins. But this will not be Nelms. It'll be Ike Forte. And Forte finds an opening and gets into midfield.
Wow.
Beautiful return by Ike Forte, and that could really spark the Redskins down to the 45-yard line of the Dallas Cowboys.
Absolutely. That was a burst up the middle, up the side there. Ike Forte ran right by Raphael Septian, who tried to make a tackle on him.
Frank mentioned in the first half, as we look at it again, how Washington's special teams are unfailingly excellent.
They've got a lot of folks out there in front. Look at Raphael coming. He says, wait a minute, this is not supposed to happen to me. I think I'll try to hitch a ride.
Oh, face mask.
Almost got a face mask. They did.
They did call it.
Absolutely.
Marked off to the 40.
Personal foul, face mask, number 1 on the run back, first down.
At the 40-yard line, good field position. Forte with a nifty return. He can do a lot of things on a football field, this Ike Forte. Heisman wants these fans. They have not had a lot to cheer about. He wants them to quiet down now. And the first down, Heisman over the middle, and it's Clarence Harmon. Harmon with a gain of about 8, getting close to the 34-yard line.
Oh, he had a collision back in the back, and you've got Theismann down who hurt his right hand, more than likely hit on top of Harvey Martin's helmet. That's Harvey down, too. I don't think that lick on the head knocked him out, but he had a pretty good collision.
Right there, you saw an evidence of how Theismann has grown as a quarterback. He hung in there like Staubach used to. Stayed till the very last minute.
It could have been that a hand got inside that face mask.
That might be what it is, Frank, because it looks like Harvey's holding his eye. At least in his face. It's hard to tell. I think it was a good job of Theismann, Howard.
A lot of courage.
Yeah.
Harvey Martin is being administered to by the medical staff of the Dallas Cowboys. And we return to RFK Stadium. The Redskins will have the ball, 2nd and 4.
Every time I pass the gas station, I could kiss my Datsun.
Wow, it's a long way to empty. In a Datsun.
What a joy driving an amazing Datsun 210. They treat gas like gold, with better gas mileage than 350 other new cars. You know what that means.
Wow, it's a long way to empty. In a Datsun. We are driving a long way.
Muhammad Ali, the football preview issue of Inside Sports, is a real blockbuster.
And Larry Holmes is going to get hit with a real blockbuster, too.
September Inside Sports digs into college and pro football to give you the real lowdown on the upcoming season.
I'm going to make Holmes a real lowdown, too.
80 pages of football, plus baseball, the Olympics, and a centerfold picture view.
And after I destroy Holmes, I want 80 pages just of me.
September Inside Sports, the football preview, at your newsstand now.
Harvey Martin has been assisted from the field. We will attempt to get a report as quickly as possible. He's been replaced by Bruce Thornton, number 77, second-year man out of Illinois, used primarily as a pass-rushing defensive lineman a year ago for the Redskins. 2nd down and 4. Handoff, Clarence Harmon. Harmon has the first down, 20 more. It gets down to the 15-yard line, and Ike Forte really set off a spark for the Redskins with that return of the kickoff. Dennis Thurman made the stop defensively for Dallas against Harmon.
Forgive me, Gipper. I don't know if we'll get a chance to see that again, but what a block by the rookie Art Monk to spring Harmon.
Well, let's look and see if we can. They didn't waste much time in checking out Thornton on this side. He just replaced. You see, Thornton was cut down on that. I think the move was he bounced to the outside. Aaron Mitchell may have cut his pursuit angle a little bit too close to the inside, and Harmon was able to get outside of it.
But Monk really leveled.
He did.
One guy who could have gotten him. Unfortunately, we couldn't get to him.
You're right.
20-yard pickup by Clarence Harmon. The ball at the 15-yard line. The Redskins with a goose egg on the scoreboard. They'd like to erase that. Theismann goes down at the 24-yard line. Hustling in there, Big Ed Jones.
When Forte went off the field, you could see him with his left hand holding his upper chest. Quite apparently, I think, a rib injury.
It appeared to
me they're checking that.
Last play, Theismann had really zeroed in on John McDaniel, and he was trying to work over on the other side. He had him what he thought was an inexperienced sort of fella, Steve Wilson, and he was working with Wilson on the other side.
Ron Saul comes out at left guard for the Redskins. He'll be a loss if he can't come back. Brett Dean, number 63, comes in. Timeout now called by Joey Theismann. He wants to talk things over with Jack Pardee. That was the first sack by the Cowboys of this game. Timeout. We'll be back in a moment. Second down, 20 for the Redskins.
Here's to good friends. Tonight
Hey,
is
Phil,
special.
I thought you were taking us to dinner.
I
am. Okay, where is it? You're standing on it. What? Hey, a clam bake. I suppose you got Lowenbrow, too.
Yep.
You want the taste of a truly great American beer. Tonight, let it be Lowenbrow.
Bill, that was fantastic. Hey, I only take my friends to the best places.
Now, Zenith System 3 is more. The PRP circuit. For more picture details. More picture sharpness. 25% more. 4 speakers for more sound. Built-in cable tuning for access to more channels. 105 channels. Zenith System 3. We're moving television into the future.
Saturday on NCAA College Football Live. Boston College battles Pittsburgh, plus other regional action. Check local listings for the exciting NCAA game in your area.
Mama, don't let your babies grow up to be cowboys, unless you want them to have a lot of fun.
Festive mood prevails. Second down and 18. Buddy Hardiman gets the call from Joe Theismann, turns over the right side, and nailed as he gets about a yard and a half. Defensively, Ed Jones moving out. And Ed Jones is really playing fine football. He's not the one you expect to get the sack. In Tom Landry's defense, he is there to stop the run. And yet he got the only sack thus far of this ball game a few moments ago. Put Theismann back in deep yardage.
They haven't been going his way much, Frank. The reason why we haven't said his name a lot tonight, they must have been watching some of those preseason films of him. He's had an excellent preseason.
Third down, 17. Ball at the 22-yard line. 3 wide receivers in now for the Redskins. Pressure again. Over the middle, Buddy Hardiman. And Hardiman, short of the first down, gets down to about the 11-yard line. Hit there by Eric Hurt. Eric Hurt, the young rookie from San Jose State.
But that's a good call. You know it, Don. You don't expect to get all that yardage on that play. Harvey Martin, we've had a report, banged into his own man, Larry Cole. And that's what caused that bump on the forehead.
You know, I don't know for sure. I know Harvey wears glasses. I don't know whether he wears contacts or not. But if he does, that might have been one of the things. Those contacts can sometimes cause you some problems.
Joe Theismann will hold for Mark Mosley on fourth down. 29-yard field goal attempt, or apparently a field goal attempt. Up, and it's no good. This time off to the right, so Mark Mosley has missed twice tonight.
Unbelievable. Mosley, normally one of the most consistent place kickers in football.
Tell you, he was 15 out of 16 a year ago inside the 40.
We were talking about Too Tall Jones again. Now, it's a good set. Ball is turned real well. He knows right now that thing is off. But you don't know what was in his head before he got back there. One of them might have been Too Tall Jones.
11:31 remaining in the third quarter. The Cowboys maintain their 10-0 advantage.
The Boeing 747, the Boeing 727, the Boeing 707, the Boeing 737, and soon 2 new airplanes, the 757 and the 767. The Boeing family, the world's favorite way to fly.
The world feels a whole lot better when the people of the world all get together. The world feels a whole lot better when we all get together. Look!
It isn't such a big world.
See!
All the places and the faces.
Feel!
All the loving and the laughter.
Bringing us together. And you'll see the world feels a whole lot better when the people of the world all get together.
Boeing jetliners have done more to jet the world together than anything ever made by man.
The world feels a whole lot better when we all get together.
Tomorrow, relive the final moments of the day that changed the world. Pearl.
So Mark Mosley has missed from 29 yards out. The Cowboys have the football, their own 20-yard line. They have a 10-0 lead. Gifford along with Howard Cosell and Don Meredith were in the third quarter with 11:31 remaining. On Springs, Tony Dorsett, and Dorsett gets the flip.
Oh, boy.
And he just explodes down that sidelines. Lavender takes him out of bounds, but he's close to a first down, maybe short by a half a yard.
You know, Frank.
And Tony Dorsett is taking himself out of the game. He's had a very sore thigh muscle, but this looks as though it might be a hamstring problem.
We'll find out as quickly as we can. We'll have a report for you.
I don't know that we can see it, but let's see what did. They left him wide open out there. I don't see anything that, maybe just a muscle sprain or something like that.
Second down, less than a yard. This is James Jones, who has come in for Dorsett. He's a rookie. We've seen him on the special teams. He's from Mississippi State. In preseason, he gained 74 yards, impressed Tom Landry, beat out Larry Brinson for the job behind Dorsett.
Ever been to Mississippi State in Starkville, Frank?
No, I haven't.
I spent a long time. No, I think I passed through there one time, but I didn't stay.
I went there.
You did? What'd you do down there?
Officer Candidate School, World War II.
Jones.
Protect the grateful nation.
Jones stays in. Dorsett you saw on the bench. Drew Pearson doubles back on the 1st and 10. This is Jones. And Jones finds a little opening, gets out over the 35 to the 37, a gain of 7. It'll be second down and 3. Carl Lorch and Monty Coleman made the stop.
When Dorsett gains 100 yards or more, the Cowboys are 15-0.
That's a pretty good graphic. I actually thought it was 15-1. I thought there's one time that he did it that they didn't, but I wouldn't ever argue with our graphics.
It could happen against Pittsburgh.
Well, he has 68 yards thus far on the night. Meanwhile, on the field, second down, a long 3. Ooh, and a mix-up in the backfield, but this is Billy Joe Dupree. And he just pulls his way to a first down, and he won't go down. Out to the 45-yard line. Billy Joe Dupree doing it on his own, finally taken by Pete Wysocki.
He is a great tight end.
That was a mix-up.
And in the mold of the great big tight ends these days. Let's look at the...
What worries you here, Danny? Look at that mix-up in the backfield by Jones. They have a rookie in there, Jones, 23, a second-year man in Springs.
It's one of the things that quarterbacks always are very cautious of when you have rookie running backs in the backfield. When you turn around, you're going to take a quick look and make sure they know where they're going.
They'll realign your profile. The 1st and 10 is at the 45-yard line. Springs gets the call, and up from the safety spot, Kenny Houston. He reads the plays so well.
Point is, Frank, we talk so much about Russ Francis and Dave Casper. People like them. Dupree certainly ranks right up there with them.
He does the job that Landry likes the tight end to do in the offense.
You know, he does.
Tremendous blocker.
They've also got Jay Saldy and Doug Cosby, who are 3. I don't think anybody's got 3 better tight ends than
No, nobody has that kind of depth.
Second down and 10.
The position.
White gets out of the sack of Coy Bacon and gets it to Drew Pearson, who bobbles the ball. It's incomplete.
Drew Pearson has not caught a pass tonight.
Now, Roger, you're sitting there, and you got to feel good about White on that. Apparently sacks, spinning out of it, keeping his perception downfield and hitting Drew Pearson, who should have caught it.
As I said, he's only caught 2 passes tonight. Wasn't that what I said? He really was. Roger's one of the guys that first told me what a great athlete Danny White is, because I really didn't know much about Danny, but he says, man, you don't know what I've been working with all these years. He said, I've got a guy who's right behind me who can really play. And that's...
Hey, it comes by naturally. His father was a great All-American out of Arizona State. White played with the Bears later on. Meanwhile, out of the shotgun, Danny White looks over a 3rd down and 10. The ball just inside his own 45-yard line. Deflected. It was intended for Butch Johnson. Tony Peters knocked it away. That'll bring up 4th down, and Danny White will stay on with the punting unit for Dallas.
To show you how Dallas has adhered basically to game plan, is their play selection on the night. 26 rushes, 14 passes. Finals in the National League. Well, they put them away very quickly.
Mike Nelms goes deep for Washington. Danny White will punt. Here's Nelms. He led the CFL in punting last year. He was in Ottawa. Good kick. He'll let it bound into the end zone. And Washington will take the ball on the 20 following the touchback. And you understand now why Danny White is the punter for Dallas as well as the quarterback. That one good for 56 yards. We'll be right back.
I'm quarterback Joe Theismann.
I'm photographer Scott Barrow.
I rely on my quickness, my arm, and my big buddies.
I rely on my Canon AE-1. With a quick auto winder and a powerful telephoto lens, I can catch the throw and catch the catch.
It's my turn now. Going out for a pass.
All right.
With the AE-1, it's easy to shoot like a pro. The incomparable Canon AE-1. So advanced, it's simple. Canon, the photographic consultant to the National Football League.
Check your pulse. Here comes the new Datsun 200 SX.
Like you've never been driven.
0 to 50 in 8.4 seconds with a revolutionary new fuel-injected engine that gives you the best gas mileage in its class. Inside plush velour buckets, power steering, overdrive 5. The young new Datsun 200 SX. To give you the drive of your life.
Thursday on a special edition of NFL football on ABC Live. The Los Angeles Rams tackle the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in a rematch of last year's NFC Championship. Thursday on ABC.
Updating the American League pennant race in the East American League. Baltimore on its way to winning a doubleheader. The Yankees rallied to win 7-4 with 4 in the ninth. If Baltimore wins the second, they'll trail by 4.
Washington up over the ball. 1st and 10, the ball at the 20-yard line. They remain scoreless. Dallas leads by 10. Always on 1st down, and he goes out to John McDaniel, complete. 1st down, Washington.
Frank, remember the first time McDaniel had been with Cincinnati, had been but rarely played. We had that game against the Rams, and McDaniel went crazy as
I think it was Oakland.
Upset the Rams. What?
Was it Oakland? They had 9 receptions that night for us. It was really a wild performance.
I thought it was against the Rams.
Could well be.
That's one of those.
In fact, I'd bet on it if you'd say it.
It's one of those West Coast teams.
Handoff is Buddy Hardiman over the right side. And Hardiman gets a couple of difficult yards. It'll be 2nd down and 8.
Pretty good group and stopped it. That's Brunig, Waters, Tootal, and Heckman on the outside. All 4 of them came in there. He's not going to go too far.
Washington, they penetrated to the Dallas Cowboys 12-yard line in their opening drive following a tremendous return of a Dallas kickoff to begin the second half. They were sacked, and Mark Mosley, uncharacteristically, missed a 29-yard field goal. 2nd down and 10. Art Muck, the rookie #1 draft pick, bottom of your screen. Play action by Theismann. Clarence Harmon.
Good tackle.
Good tackle.
D.D. Lewis.
Terrific tackle by D.D.
Mr. Consistency, they call him. He always does it right, and shaking up is Clarence Harmon for the Redskins.
He came in there with the outside, had one shot at him, took it, got him right around the ankles, and he went down. You know, D.D. Lewis and Larry Cole were the only 2 guys left off of that team. That's Harmon that's down.
Harmon is best as an alternate backup to John Riggins, who clearly the Redskins miss desperately tonight. So we'll be back in a moment.
Here's to good friends.
Hey, you guys ready for this? She's all ours. I can't believe it. You guys want to hear what I had to give up to get this baby?
Not again.
No, I got a better idea.
Nice. When you want the taste of a truly great American beer, tonight, let it be Lowenbrow.
We may have just gotten a boat, but we've always been a great group.
Putting in more gas and putting out more money?
A tune-up with Champion spark plugs can improve your fuel economy. It's like getting more gas in your tank and more money in your bank. Tune up, America, to save gas.
Clarence Harmon is still being assisted out on the field. He was shaken up, the tackle by D.D. Lewis. I'd like to remind you, Thursday night, of course, we'll be bringing you a special Thursday night telecast from Tampa Bay. The Rams in Tampa Bay, but preceding that, 8 o'clock to 9 o'clock Eastern time will be Monday Night Football Fever, a decade of the NFL. We taped that over the past week and looked at some of those tape clips, and you forget so many of the humorous things, so many of the entertaining things that have happened over the past 10 years. So take a look. It was fun.
Remember the guy on the tightrope in Buffalo?
Never forget him. Remember the fan in the Astrodome in Houston. Clarence Harmon is up. Apparently just the wind knocked from him. He was upended by D.D. Lewis on a shoestring tackle. He appears to be fine. He picked up 3 yards, so it'll be 3rd down and 7. Ball at the 34-yard line. 7:03 remaining in the 3rd quarter. The Cowboys on top 10-0. Robert Jackson, number 40, has replaced Harmon. Buddy Hardiman, number 22, stays on. Theismann, good throw. Out of the crowd, and the ball should have been caught. It was not. Daniel did not hold on.
But it was Aaron Mitchell who hit him, and all night long we've emphasized the way Mitchell hits.
He does get hit, but what we don't see on this particular replay is that Theismann did stay in there in that pocket, throw the ball. He hits him right in the numbers. Blap. Now, you got to hold on to those things, but you do have Mitchell around that ball, and something's going to happen.
On 4th down, Mike Connell, who has had a rough night punting for the Redskins, is back in. Jones is deep for Dallas. This time, Connell turns it over. It's high, and Jones will take it without the fair catch. And he gets back out over the 35 to the 36.
A risky proposition at that point.
I was thinking when I saw Jones receive the opening kickoff, here's a rookie coming in with the Dallas Cowboys, and Redskins going to kick off to him. He's back there. I says, man, if you're going to ever fumble, that was justified. He's handled the ball several times tonight. Did fumble one a little bit, but recovered it.
I started to tell you a moment ago, Tony Dorsett was on the sidelines. The report was that he had leg cramps. He's back in the game. He has 68 yards thus far on the night. And he can reverse that very quickly. Dallas at their own 36. Pearson in motion. Dorsett has the move to the outside, and Monty Coleman, whom we talked about extensively in the first half, with that great speed, was there.
You watch this kid throughout this season. He's going to come into total stardom. What he is an athlete of the Tom Hollywood Henderson ilk, and maybe even better, and that's saying something, because regardless of Henderson's shenanigans, he's one of the best athletes, an all-around athlete who ever came to the Cowboys.
Dorsett going back out of the game again. Jones, 23, comes in. No, he goes back out. So we have 3 receivers in. Butch Johnson, the other wide receiver, number 86. This is Ron Springs. As Springs goes down is Carl Lorch.
Oh, yeah. He got on the inside, moved in there and got him.
We're going to quickly pause 5 seconds, however quickly you can pause for 5 seconds, for our local stations to identify themselves. Stadium overflowing tonight. The fans of the Washington Redskins anticipating this game all year long. They don't like Dallas here in Washington. Dallas controlled the ball in the first half. Dorsett moved in from 6 yards out to initiate the scoring, and then Rafael Septian added 3 from in close. Washington unable to move the ball on the ground, having a difficult time against the weak Dallas secondary. Danny White, 3rd down, 15, intercepted. Monty Coleman.
There's your Monty Coleman again.
Monty Coleman turns it over, and the Redskins have the football at Dallas's 25-yard line. And that's what the Redskins have done so many times over the years. They lead the NFL. They have led it for the last 2 years in what they call Quay takeaway. This is one of them.
It was thrown behind the receiver. Monty Coleman did make a good move to intercept it, but the ball, once again, was thrown behind it. We'll see again. This is a third down in a long situation. It's a tough place to be in. The ball had a little wobble to it. He was trying to get it to, I think it was Thrill Hill, but Monty Coleman was the guy that stepped in there and picked it off.
He runs like a halfback.
1st and 10. Clarence Harmon back in the lineup, so we know he's all right. On 1st down, Theismann again. Almost.
Charlie Waters.
Well, it was picked off. Charlie Waters one-hands it.
Well, I think that ties him with Cornell Green.
Charlie Waters makes a big play near the goal line, picking off a pass that could have been 6 had it got to John McDaniels. He was behind the defense.
It certainly looked it, but Waters showed what the years have done for him.
The main thing about Charlie, Howard Frank, is that he really is the quarterback back there. Had good pressure from Brunig. The ball was laid up a little bit. You see a one-hand interception, but there's no question that McDaniels had his man beat. Water was right there, filled up that center field thing. He says, I picked it off. Charlie's had his knee operations we've talked about, and I think he will be the first to admit. He says, wait a minute, I've got to find out if I can really play on this knee. Evidently he can.
Well, the defending NFC Eastern champion Cowboys turn it over again. Back-to-back interceptions. Danny White. Intended for Drew Pearson, well over the arms of Drew Pearson.
Let's take a look at Charlie. There he is. He's happy and justifiably so. Football is like every other sport. It's a game of mistakes, missed opportunities. Washington typifies that tonight. 2 missed field goals that Mark Mosley would normally make. 145 yards out, 129 out. And the failure to capitalize on that last interception by Coleman. Failure created by Waters' great intercept.
2nd down and 10. Tony Hill split to the right by Danny White. The toss goes to the rookie Jones. And James Jones out to the 25-yard line for a gain of 5. It'll be 3rd down and 5. Again, a reminder, college football coming your way this Saturday. It'll be Pittsburgh against Boston College. Many think that the Pittsburgh Panthers could move to a national championship. In other games, Michigan State at Illinois, North Carolina at Texas Tech, San Jose State at Washington State, San Diego State at BYU, Florida A&M at Miami of Florida. Check your local listings for the time and the game you'll see in your area. NCAA college football. 3rd down and 5, 3:56, and the clock is moving here in the 3rd quarter. Dallas on top, 10-0. Springs is in motion. White out of the shotgun. White throws the ball behind Springs. Incomplete. It'll be 4th down. Danny White is not throwing the ball well tonight.
A little tentative, which I assumed could be expected, but he just came off of a rather disastrous 3 interceptions at Pittsburgh. In talking with Danny prior to this game, he says, you know, I'm not really making excuses, but as possibly you know, a lot of those were on blitzes, and my receivers didn't pick up the right coverage. Tonight, he has thrown a couple of interceptions that I think basically are his.
You had a quick look at Mike Nelms for the Redskins. At his own 21, this is Danny White. Beautiful punt. Takes Nelms back to his 17. Nelms trying to pick up the picket line.
He's got a little bit of it.
And dances out close to the 25-yard line.
Kid's a good-looking ball player.
He is.
Tabella had 3 years up in Canada with Ottawa and now down here.
It's cut by Buffalo back in '77, as a matter of fact. Bobby Betther.
I'm surprised we haven't really seen Ricky Klatt, the free agent from Bethune-Cookman.
Wait a minute, we have
bringing this back. I don't see a flag on the field, but they are bringing the ball back.
I don't see it either, but I see the Dallas.
And Washington wants Dallas to punt over, so obviously the penalty is against Dallas.
Legal man downfield.
Ineligible, number 86 downfield on the kick. Re-kick, 4th down.
Rich Johnson.
Kid Klatt from Bethune-Cookman, your favorite school.
Yes, Bethune-Cookman, you're right.
Detroit trying to fight back in that second game. 8-4 now, 6th inning. They've gone 6.
Well, Danny White, who had a booming punt a few moments ago, now will station himself close to his 15-yard line. Nelms has moved up to about his 28-yard line. And the ball goes out of bounds.
They did a lot better.
Out of the 37-yard line.
Picked up a few yards, yeah.
About 12
yards. The Redskins need to get something happening. They had a great opportunity at the very beginning of the second half. They got to the 12-yard line, couldn't get it in, and Mosley couldn't hit from 29 yards out, so they remained scoreless.
We just looked at Tom Landry pacing the sidelines. Up to this moment, he's got to be pretty happy. Facing a year of challenge this year.
First and 10 Washington, their own 37-yard line. Theismann again on first down. This is Ricky Thompson, and he comes up with the football, and they say incomplete.
Well, I think they got it. They just killed the cock. I think they're going to give him that, aren't they, Frank? He made a good move. Yeah,
Aaron Mitchell was right with him, but Aaron Mitchell was playing him rather than the ball.
How many times have you seen the ball slightly underthrown and the receiver adjust to it quicker than the defensive back? He certainly has an advantage. He's looking back on his shoulder, running one way. But Ricky made a good move. It is a completion, first down.
Ball just short of the 45-yard line of the Cowboys. Lawrence Harmon, again, doing business on the left side. Gain of about 5 to the 40-yard line. Bob Bruning over there to make the stop. And we're going to tell you this telecast is presented by the authority of the National Football League. It's intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the express written consent of the National Football League is prohibited.
I remember that used to be my job.
I'll give it to you next time around.
All right, thank you.
Disclaimers.
I like those disclaimers. I like to do that.
They mark it inside the 40, so it'll be second down and 4. Harmon, right side, cuts back, inside Charlie Waters, gets the first down, inside the 35.
They did a good job that time kicking Charlie Waters out, holding too tall in.
Having missed 3 earlier opportunities, now they're down scoring position, engineering a decent drive. From their point of view, the Redskins must not blow this opportunity.
And they're still only 10 points back.
That's right. Plenty of time left. That's the whole point. No need to rush.
And after you've watched these two teams for so many years, you just are sitting here waiting for the fireworks to explode. It's almost as if you know it's going to happen. First down. Flies into the air once again.
That's Harvey Martin back in there.
Firing into the end zone, intended for Thompson, and there is a battle for the football. It's incomplete.
Almost picked off and almost completed. Ricky Thompson gave him good battle down there. And Steve Wilson, number 45, who was covering it. All right, here's Ricky Thompson. You see Steve Wilson right there. He doesn't want to interfere with him. Again, the ball is slightly underthrown. Wilson's coming back to fend for it. There's a little pushing and shoving in there. That's all fair.
So he made a good defensive play. He was playing the ball.
Yep.
And he was right there with his man. And you consider he was a wide receiver a year ago, running back punts and kickoffs. Benny Barnes, of course, went down out of the lineup with an appendectomy this morning. So Wilson's in there at cornerback. Second down and 10. Flag is down as Theismann fires complete to Buddy Hardiman. And holding, and it's going to work against Washington.
Here they go again, failing to capitalize.
They give us a chance, too. We'll talk a little bit about the left side of that Cowboys defense. Ed Jones, of course, is back, but remember a year ago when they gave up a number 1 and 2 draft pick?
Yeah, John Dutton, who's not in the starting lineup. He seems
73 offense, holding, still second down.
Jeff Williams holding, probably against Larry Cole, who is in there where John Dutton is expected to take over someday.
He is seeing scant action Dutton is.
You can see that is Larry Cole, 63, trying to move out. There's a left arm wrapped around him a little bit too much. They look like they're doing a little shuffle to the right and a shuffle to the left. A 1-2, 1-2.
Second down and 20 is Clarence Harmon with a big opening. Gets back to the inside and gets about 7 down at the 37-yard line. It'll be third down and 13.
Harvey Martin's primarily an outside rusher. He went to the outside that time. They kicked him out, went on the inside.
That's a good call. You can't get that kind of yardage back in one throw. The ball that was almost picked off, I thought, was an ill-advised call. This had the element of surprise to the rush, and it was probably their longest gain of the night on the run, or close to it.
Now, they had a 20-yarder a while ago, but you're right. It's not a bad call because they're way back there. Second and a whole bunch. They still got third and about 12, 14.
Ball at the 38-yard line. Heisman. He'll have some time as he picks up blockers.
Don't get too tall, cover that ground.
Theismann fires for Art Monk. Monk struggles to get yardage for the first down, coming up short of the 27. Charlie Waters makes the stop on Art Monk.
For the 30 seconds the play took, I thought I was watching Sir Francis.
Sir Francis. Well, Sir Howard, he was not there. That was Joe Theismann. You know, I was reading a thing. You got Tony. Well, that thing just keeps clicking down. What are they doing there?
Field goal unit is on the field, and they will not get the field goal attempt off before the third quarter expires. And there it is. You're watching another exclusive of ABC Sports. That's the end of the third quarter with the score Dallas 10, Washington nothing. We'll be back with the fourth quarter in just a moment.
Tuesday, relive the final days of Pearl Harbor, 1941.
Hi, soldier.
Hop in. What is your pleasure?
Robert Wagner, Angie Dickinson, Dennis Weaver, Pearl, beginning Tuesday.
Tomorrow. In the news tonight, no ruling yet on the Lee Harvey Oswald exhumation request. Now there's a question on who owns the burial plot. And the Billy Clayton Brylab trial is underway in Houston. These stories and more on tonight's update.
Western. Pace setters in the fundamentals. Like capable people, reliable equipment, advanced products, research, and engineered recommendations. But most of all, capable people.
If you don't have an oil well, get one. You'll love doing business with Western. Pace setters.
This is the Gossamer Albatross. I'm Paul McCready, and I designed it to prove that man could fly the English Channel under his own power. Brian here provided that power, and between us, we came up with the one thing that would make the idea really take off: momentum. You can get momentum on your side, too. Mercantile momentum. With a little of that, you'll be surprised how fast a good idea gets off the ground.
Relive an epic adventure with Kirk Douglas tomorrow at 3.
We begin the fourth quarter. The Redskins have the football. It's 4th down and 4 at the 28-yard line. Mosley is on for another field goal attempt. He has missed from the 45 and the 29. This will be an attempt of 45 yards. And looking good. The Redskins are on the scoreboard. They trail by 7. Mark Mosley, and I'll bet the butterflies were churning in his stomach after missing that short one. At the beginning of the third quarter, Mark Mosley missed from 29 yards out.
Yeah, that's got to make him feel a little bit better. You know, if he had kicked those other two, we'd have had ourselves a heck of a ball game. We're still right in the middle of it, only 7.
Not a bad game. They're back in it. Now, there are the third quarter statistics. First downs have become even. The yards rushing is still predominantly Dallas. Yards passing, Theismann dominant there. Total yardage almost even. Time of possession now almost even. And that's the key. What Dallas has to do now is go back to where they were in the first quarter and in the first half. Maintaining possession and using the clock. Hardman has a foot problem, now being checked.
Mosley set to kick off. Dallas drops the rookie, James Jones, from Mississippi State, back to about his 2-yard line. Mosley doesn't kick the ball all that deep. He just kicks it very high. That brings Jones up to his 10-yard line.
Oh, got some running room.
James Jones takes it out over the 40-yard line for Dallas. Ricky Clapp takes him out of bounds there, but Dallas has good field position once again.
What a big play that was for Dallas. Quickly now, in good field position, they can reestablish the very possession and control game they want. Now in Major League Baseball, in the National League, Bills beat the Bucks, who are faltering terribly. Bills now lead the Bucks by 2. Cincinnati over Atlanta. Atlanta's been one of the hottest teams in baseball. Chicago 6 over St. Louis is 2.
32-yard return by Jones. Danny White lifts it over. The ball inside his 42-yard line. White looking to Springs. Gets it to Springs. It's set up beautifully.
Boy, it looked like to me he had a couple of linemen downfield.
Springs almost turned back and lost the first down. There were no flags down. Lamar Parrish made the stop. The ball at the 47-yard line of the Redskins.
It's a rather slow developing screen. It looked to me that Fitzgerald and maybe Scott had gotten downfield, but evidently they hadn't.
No.
Here we'll take another quick look. A little low angle shot of this thing. You again see Denny kind of setting up. He had a flare out to his right, but Springs over here to his left. And now you're going to see those offensive linemen picking up some blocks. That's the move that Frank was referring to. He almost lost his first down, but he didn't.
First and 10, 47-yard line of the Redskins. Ron Springs spins away from one Redskin, but is piled up at the line of scrimmage. Defensively, Wysocki was there, along with Coleman. Harry Brooks, number 69.
Tell you, that kid Coleman has given us some game, Frank.
Oh, he is something.
And nobody going home now. It's still a full house. 10-3. We've got ourselves almost a full quarter to play.
I'll tell you, he didn't start tonight. Coleman didn't start, but Brad Dusick is not a bad linebacker himself. It's going to be a tough decision as to who the linebacker for the Redskins are going to be this season. Second down and 10. Jones to the 40-yard line. Gain of 7. It'll be 3rd and 3, upended by Wysocki.
He's quick. Jones came in there. You wonder, that Larry Brinson, that Scott Laidlaw, that were veterans, and they did not make the team. Jones comes in. Newsom comes in. Rookies. A couple of rookie running backs.
They like him for a couple of reasons. Jones, I'm speaking of. They brought him in really as a kick return man. He returned kick for Mississippi State, as a matter of fact, a year ago. He returned one for a touchdown against Maryland at 92 yards, and you saw a moment ago he gave Dallas good field position on the kickoff. Danny White looking over 3rd and 3. This is Ron Springs, inside handoff, and on his own getting the first down down close to the 35.
That's a real compliment. That's a compliment to your offensive line. You're sitting there on a long 3rd and 3, maybe if anything 3.5. And he said, look, I'm not going to the air. I'm going to come back in. We're going to try to do a little inside trap. Ron Springs, get me 3.5 yards.
Yeah, but that guy pumps those legs.
Yeah, he does.
Drives.
Yeah, he does. But, I think really in Dallas's philosophy, you get in that 3.5, 4-yard zone, it doesn't really pay off that much. 3rd down yardage, that's, I think, a compliment to the offensive line.
First and 10, 35-yard line. Seconds ticking away. You're in the 4th quarter. Redskins down by 7. Drew Pearson in motion. Inside handoff. Springs again. Breaks the tackle and breaks another one. And look at him inside the 30.
That was Kenny Houston that came in from his safety position.
You break Kenny Houston, you're breaking one of the best. I'll tell you right now that you get 5 yards that way when not a single yard was really there. That's a great run, even though it only gained 5 yards.
Well, Washington plays a lot of defensive coverages, and some of the why Kenny made a tackle earlier in the game 2 yards behind the line of scrimmage, and he's a safety man. But they key on different offensive players over there. That time he keyed, came into the backfield, and missed the tackle.
Second down and 4. Jones back into the eye and puts the handoff, turns over the right side, and short of the first down to about the 27. It'll be 3rd down and 2. Monty Coleman.
Coleman in
again
there
on the stop,
again.
along with Coy Bacon.
3 young linebackers. Malott, the youngster from Maryland, and there they are. Olkowitz, Malott, and Coleman. 3 brilliant pickups for the Redskins, and that's why Frank said, as good as Dusek is, and why Saki, the veteran, you'll be seeing more and more of those kids.
2 free agents and an 11th round draft pick.
All right, here we go. Right here, good one. As they say,
has used 4 minutes on this drive. They have a 3rd and 2. Springs.
Oh, yeah.
He is a beauty.
They have a first down inside the 20 at the 19-yard line. Terry Brooks sliding out there to make the stop. But this takes the heart out of the defense. And particularly a moment ago when they had a long 3 yards, they did not go to the air. They gave the ball to Springs. And behind that surging offensive line, they got the first down. That takes a lot out of the defensive unit.
And it can take Washington pretty much out of the game, though there's still a lot of time left, 9:40, because Dallas already in good field goal position.
Springs will get a breather. He was shaken up a little bit. Robert Newhouse comes into the game. Springs leads with 44 tough yards on the night.
And Newhouse is no slouch at all. He's been here 9 years. Very consistent ball carrier. There he
goes. The call immediately. And Newhouse revolves down to the 12-yard line, where Monty Coleman takes him there.
Cowboys call those kind of plays an influence play. You see a little crossing action in the backfield. They'll have an influence up in that offensive line. And it's something to be said for those fresh legs that they just brought in there.
Exactly.
Newhouse.
Gain of 6, 2nd down and 4.
Newhouse is a very functional player.
I've heard you speak of him before, and functional is certainly one of the words that you've used to describe him, and I would agree he's at least functional.
He's got sticky fingers. He's only fumbled the ball 7 times at 560 carries.
You gotta like that.
Newhouse again.
I think he got him a first down, or he got it
very close at the 10.
Close, yeah. Maybe not quite.
And the big thing is the seconds continue to tick away. Dallas using the clock, and I'm sure they came in with that strategy. If we can move it on the ground, we can keep that Washington offense away from a defense that is really hurting, at least in the secondary, although they have not shown it tonight.
You see Newhouse go out, and it's an old cliche in football, but he really is a genuine team player. He says, I've been here 9 years, and I'm going to do everything I can to help the team.
Springs, of course, back in. 3 tight ends. Dupre, Saldi, Cosby. Jones gets the call. He has the first down.
Oh, that was a beauty, too.
He's got some moves, hasn't he?
Really fought for that.
Hey, Tom Landry has got to be pleased with what he's seen tonight from his youngsters. He's got 9 rookies on this football team. All of them have been an action night.
Yep, there he is. He's got his Save the Hostage button on, that's Tom. He's also a new grandpappy. Got him a new grandbaby boy, I believe.
He's got a very sore knee from jogging.
Yeah.
And he just told Tony Hill what he wanted.
First and goal, the ball at the 9-yard line. Tony Hill, 80, Drew Pearson, 88, both placed to the left. Jones, right side, and they continue to...
They're going right, aren't they?
Over the right side.
Going right.
Slithers through.
Inside the 5.
Cooper, Big Jim Cooper is the guy. He's the newest addition, really, on a regular basis. And they've had several folks. Andre Frederick is in there. He's a good backup. They also got a good rookie. It's Kurt Peterson, if we haven't seen much of tonight. Another one of those guys. There's Jones. That Jones is looking good.
That's the kid who set up the whole drive with his brilliant kickoff return.
Cowboys have used over 8 minutes on this drive. They bring the short yardage offense in. Out goes Pearson and Hill. That means the 3 tight ends are in. That's Saldi. Springs.
Touchdown right straight there. Very good play. One you don't see a lot. They bring that Saldi from they came in. He's like a lead blocker. You bring Saldi in on that little play. All right. Behind the goal, let's take another look at it. I believe it's Jay Saldi comes through, but Jay comes from a little wing position. Number 87, you see him lead Springs right through. Comes on the inside. That was Pat Donovan, number 67. That was kind of getting in some of the way of the folks. And then he's going to just fall over there. Touchdown.
Very impressive performance by these young people. Dallas beautifully coached, as all Landry teams are.
Raphael Seption for the conversion. And Dallas stretches their lead over the Washington Redskins. More importantly, they took over 8 minutes off the clock. We'll be back at RFK Stadium in a moment.
What I like best about my Datsun, just fill it and forget it.
Wow! It's a long way to empty in a Datsun.
The new front-wheel drive Datsun 310, now with 4 doors and a hatchback and a tank full of miles that'll drive you a long, long way.
Wow! It's a long way to empty in a Datsun. We are driven alone.
It's probably no surprise that most automobile accidents are caused by careless drivers, a reckless few who push up the cost of everyone's insurance. So, if you're getting soaked by somebody else's carelessness, talk to your independent Safeco agent. After all, it's the people we don't insure that make Safeco such a good deal for those we do.
Raphael Seption will tee it up at the 35-yard line. Deep for Washington, Mike Nelms. If you're wondering about Tony Dorsett, we checked for you. He still has a problem with leg cramps. Seption puts it to the 3-yard line. This will be Mike Nelms. And Nelms hustles out over the 20. And Washington now will take the field. They're down 17-3. More of your carnival atmosphere.
Back to the carnival.
Not bad. Springs responsible for much of the yardage on that drive that took up over 8 minutes. They mark it at the 22-yard line. Theismann has consistently gone with the pass on first down. See nothing, no reason for him to change that. Up in the air, and Theismann tried to knock it away, didn't have to, it's incomplete.
That was a good move by Theismann because it really could have been intercepted. He says, I'm not going to do a Danny White, catch my own pass, but I'm going to knock him away. I didn't see who hit it. Let's see if we can see it again here. You've got, that's too tall. I should have guessed. That's too tall, knocked way over there. Those oftentimes do get picked up. You see Theismann come across the other side. You know, we had a little bit of publicity on when Tony Dorsett changed his name from Dorset to Dorsett. This guy hasn't always been Joe Theismann. He was Joe Theismann down in Notre Dame until they says we're going Theismann for the Heisman. Little tribute.
Second down and 10, screen to the flanker, it's Thompson. And down goes Thompson. Charlie Waters is there, but the main man was Hegman. It'll be third down and 10.
Yeah, those guys saying, now, wait a minute, fellas. Coy Bacon said, now, wait a minute. I'm getting back there so fast, I have to tell the quarterback where to set up.
But reflectively, you've got to respect what Landry has done with this team, because his team has shown the capacity to play the way it wanted to play and had to play when it had to do it. That last drive, a thing of beauty, like Lombardi's teams in 61 and 62.
Third and 10. Theismann. Monk struggling forward, close to the first down. Out near the 33-yard line. Steve Wilson defensively there for Dallas. It is a first down.
And they didn't do it against a team of chunks. Washington is a good football team.
That's true.
There is the man, dapper, impeccable.
Yeah, Ernie Stoddard, Gene Stallings, Jim Myers, his coaching staff there. All those guys really do work well together. I think the key to any organization is, you know, Tom obviously is at the top of that pyramid, but he's got a lot of really talented guys that are involved with that organization that do a good job.
The Redskins bring in their rookie running back, number 35, Ricky Clapp. From Bethune-Cookman, but Buddy Hardiman gets the call, and Hardiman out to about the 35-yard line.
Ball was dead.
That was old Big Too Tall's arm reached out over that foul, so give me that ball.
Too Tall Jones, 6'9", 260 pounds.
He never got a chance to fight Roberto Duran, did he?
No.
Did you see any of his fights, Howard?
I saw 2 of them, unfortunately.
Well, we'll pursue that no further.
E. Jones.
He might pursue us. Second down and 8. Clarence Harmon comes back in. The rookie clock goes out. Theismann wants a bundle of it. And John McDaniel was saying that he was interfered with.
Yeah.
And he gets a smile from the official, and that's all.
Yeah. And the referee says, yeah, you maybe have been, but you also were about 10 yards short of getting there.
There is Wilson in front of McDaniel.
And Daniel says, I'm not going to run for that one. That's overthrown anyway, so I'm going to see if I can negotiate an interference call.
Which he fails to do, so it'll be third down and 8. The ball back at the 35-yard line. 4:05 remaining in the game, 17-3. The Cowboys leading the Washington Redskins. Reminding you again, Thursday night. It'll be Tampa Bay and Los Angeles, and we'll be there. Theismann. Complete. Harmon has the first down up to the 44-yard line.
Good throw.
Defensively, Tony Dickerson, the rookie from SMU, was there for Dallas. Dickerson actually played some Canadian football, but he missed all of the '79 season before coming in as a free agent this year for Dallas.
Looking back, Gipper, I'm still mystified by Washington's game plan in the first half when they insisted on running, which is so hard to do against Dallas, and trying to run without John Riggins.
John Dutton comes in defensively now for Dallas. He is at left tackle on 1st and 10. Theismann puts it up, incomplete. It was intended for Art Monk.
A little bit high.
We can get our director, Chet Forty, to focus in on John Dutton. He's had a problem moving from defensive end to defensive tackle. And more than that, he was a 3-time All-Pro Bowler for the Baltimore Colts before going to Dallas last year, but he played defensive right end. Dallas moved him over to replace Ed Jones. And in the complicated moves that Landry expects on defense, he just really didn't adjust to it. He's in there now, number 78, at left tackle for Dallas. Second down and 10. Almost picked off. Intended for Clapp. The flag goes down. Flag is down in an area that usually generates a holding call.
Once again, you're right, Shake. Sometimes Shake amazes me, you know what I mean? Yeah, that was good.
You're getting hot.
Yeah.
3:14 on the clock. You have always amazed me.
Yeah.
That's a good point you made about John Dutton. We extolled Gil Brandt early in the game, and he deserved it.
73 offense, holding, still second down.
Jeff Williams having a big night for Washington in the holding department.
Gil has faced criticism in Dallas because of the Dutton trade, giving away 2 top draft choices.
Yeah, it's so unlike Dallas to do that. They, historically have been a team that said we're going to build through the draft.
Homegrown.
Homegrown folks.
I might be criticizing him for that, but his next 5 picks made the team. Second down and 20.
Once again, Shake, you're amazing. Look out.
Oh, and into the crowd, almost picked off by Wilson. Intended for Du Bois. Harvey Martin putting the pressure on Joe Theismann.
You didn't find my story about Theismann interesting at all when he used to be Theismann? And he came in.
It to Theismann so it would rival with Heisman.
And they had bumper stickers, Theismann for Heisman.
And who was it that he was runner-up to for the Heisman Award?
Glad you asked. Jim Plunkett.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. I knew all that.
And who drafted him in the NFL?
Had it all set.
Miami drafted him in the NFL, and he goes to Canada, and he took Toronto, I believe it was, to the Grey Cup for the first time since 1952.
You amaze me.
Yeah, well, I made a lot of that up.
Third down, 20. Over the middle, this complete to Buddy Hardeman. Hardeman stretches out, moves over the 45-yard line. It'll be fourth down at about 8, and a flag is down. So we're going to have another holding call. We'll go again. against the Redskins once again.
This is the time of the game that everybody's getting tired, and you're going to have more holding calls because they're just tired of sitting there trying to get that basic football, fundamental football position, they call it. And then they start holding a little bit.
Again, the call.
That's what happens?
Yeah, oftentimes.
75 offense, holding, third down.
Now they're spreading the holding around. This is Terry Hermeling over the left side. I mentioned the Tampa Bay game and the Los Angeles game coming up Thursday night. How about this?
Got a big special there.
Big special. Monday Night Football fever. 10 years. This tonight, the advent of our 11th year of Monday Night Football.
3rd and 30. Not an enviable spot for a quarterback against Dallas. Completes it to Harmon. Good pass by Theismann, and Harmon carries it out to the 43 before being upended by Clinkscale, the rookie from South Carolina State.
The host of that show, by the way, Giffer, an old friend who played center for Florida State, undersized at the position. The guy who looks so suspiciously like Rocky Blyer, whom he plays in the forthcoming ABC movie, Fighting Back, and of course, the star of ABC's hit show, Vegas, a fellow named Robert Urich. I remember him well.
Whatever happened to him, Howard?
He just happens to be in the studio.
I love it. Dan Tanner.
The booth is our studio, Robert. Back to the action game.
It's 4th down and 12 for the Redskins. A little more than 2 minutes remaining in the game. Buddy Hardiman drops the football, incomplete. Dallas will take over at the Redskins' 43-yard line.
It's Clinkscale again over there. Not bad for a rookie defensive back. He hasn't been far off all night.
Clinkscale, who of course fills in as the 5th man, and we look at a live shot of Roger Staubach staying up late in Dallas watching the action.
I make one trick shot in a light beer commercial, and everybody thinks they know how to shoot pool. So these guys decided to take me on to shoot a little pool and drink a little light beer from Miller, because it's less filling.
Tastes great.
Less filling.
Let's quit talking and start chalking. You break, Bubba. Sure, I haven't broken anything all day.
Hey, Mickey, what happened?
It's a mystery to me.
You show him, Rodney.
Yeah, show him.
You guys got me all wrong. I think light tastes great, too. But when you're shooting pool, the only thing you want to get filled up is the pocket. 14. 6 ball. Combination.
Steve, how do you do that?
Practice, practice, practice.
Light beer from Miller. Everything you always wanted in a beer, and less.
Saturday on ABC's Wide World of Sports Live, Salvador Sanchez defends his crown against undefeated Patrick Ford, the WBC World Featherweight Championship.
2 minutes and 4 seconds remaining in this football game. The Dallas Cowboys are commanding 17-3 lead over the Washington Redskins. Danny White comes back out. Jones adjusts back into the I formation. And Jones takes the football and somehow or other squeaks 3 or 4 yards out of it down to the 39-yard line. And we will get the 2-minute warning. And Dallas continuing to move the ball on the ground, working on that clock. Tom Landry. No smiles, but he must like it.
You know me, I put out some of the biggest oil well fires in the world. And wherever I go, there's one piece of equipment that always goes with me. The American Express card. Whatever I need, I just go to the well.
To apply for a card, look for this display wherever the card is welcomed.
The American Express card. Don't leave home without it.
Some Datsun owners exaggerate.
Talk about good gas mileage. My Datsun little hustler ought to have feathers. It shrinks like a bird. Oh, yeah? My Datsun King Cab goes so far between fill-ups, it doesn't need a gas gauge. It needs a calendar. You call that mileage? With my Datsun Long Bed, the only time I go to the gas station is to get my map refolded.
Wow! Wow! It's a long way to empty. In a Datsun, a long way.
This is the big guy, binoculars and all, Dan Tanner of Vegas, Robert Urich.
You can see all the way to North Hollywood with these things.
How'd you like Monday Night Fever, the show that'll be seen Thursday night?
I've got a great idea. I just thought it'd be a great idea if we got Frank to invite you and Danny Dunn and I over to his house, and we'll talk about the first 10 years of Monday Night Football. You think it's a good idea?
I think it's a great idea.
Why don't we do that Thursday?
I think it will work very well.
Right before the Tampa-Los Angeles game.
All right, we're about to go back to action. What do you think of this game?
Well, I'd say that the Redskins are up to their chin straps and alligators tonight.
And they're all snapping at him, too, Bob. Indeed, Dallas performing very well. A lot of unknown quantities coming into tonight. They have a few proven quantities now. Second down and 8. 1:59 remaining in the game. This is Jones.
Jones looks good.
Mississippi State rookie turns the corner, and he gets down to the 30-yard line.
He looks good, Frank. I'm a little surprised. Of course, it's the first time seeing him play, but he's had a heck of a night tonight. He's got good quickness, good instincts to move.
Another thing we haven't talked about either, Preston Pearson not being with Dallas this year on the injured reserve.
That's right.
And, of course, he was a great receiver, but they feel they can get that from Ron Springs. And, of course, those are the sad faces of the Washington Redskins.
Very depressed, and understandably so.
You get the feeling under Jack Pardee that when these two teams meet again November the 23rd, there'll still be a lot on the line. Butch Johnson, number 86 in motion. Ron Springs gets the call.
You know, Butch Johnson, you talk about, he's a proud papa. I believe it's as of last night, and he's got him a Butch Johnson Jr. He's a proud papa out there. Butch is a heck of a wide receiver.
I think he's a terrific player.
He complains sometimes about not playing full-time.
Well, he feels he's underused, and, you know, he's got a point.
Well, it's just the point is they only have places for 2 of those folks, so they have 3 of them that are really good.
When you remember the touchdown catch he made in the Super Bowl game against Denver, I mean, it was just one of the great catches.
And these Cowboys go to Denver next week to play the Broncos, who played the Philadelphia Eagles.
They really got racked up by the Eagles.
And next week, Washington will be in against the Giants in New York. On second down and 8, getting the call is Jones over the left side. Getting inside the 25-yard line, where it'll be third down and 4.
There you see it. ABC News Nightline, 30 minutes right after this game. 11:30 on the West Coast. See how well I read those graphics?
Boy, that's pretty caught on.
Thank you.
And Washington will let it run out. And they will lose their season opener, 17-3 to the Dallas Cowboys. Their nemesis for so many years in the Eastern Division of the NFC, and Tom Landry off to another winning start.
This is the 16th year in a row for them to win their opener?
I think it is. 16 years that they have won their opening game. They've had 14 consecutive years.